Hello, welcome back to the third edition of South Bridge Street Live. I am super excited to introduce my next guest who was kind enough to come out in the rain. This is Kate Garcia. She works for the City of Victoria Environmental Services, but she is here tonight to talk to us about a really amazing weekend. This weekend is going to be super packed.
Absolutely.
She's on the board of directors for the JAMfest Victoria Fine Arts Association. So welcome to the show. I got it. See
Yeah,
here?
good
And
job.
I didn't even have the we don't even have cue cards now.
I do. Don't look behind the curtain.
So tell me, okay, the very first question that I want to ask you is Victoria Fine Arts Association. It's been in existence for as long as I've lived here, I think 2 decades. So can you give me like just a brief history of the Victoria Fine Arts Association?
Sure. Well, I don't know from day one. I do know that we're 70 years old this year. So for 70,
day over 25. Yeah.
There may be some binder clips back here, but it's all part of it. No, we've continually, since that day that we decided to get together and bring we worked up to this Jazz Fest. Most recent, might remember, is the Jazz Fest.
Yes, well, it was the Jazz Fest.
We recently turned it into JAMfest, which stands for Jazz, Art, and More, because we felt we needed to diversify and reach a bigger group. But so way back when this group of people decided to get together, they thought they needed to expose the community to different types of music, different types of performing art. So that's kind of the quick draw version.
The history. It's a quick history.
Yeah, quick history. The real quick history of Victoria Fine Arts Association. I know it was begun with a trust, and recently, I'd say maybe in the last 20 years or so, correct me if I'm wrong, we have depended on community support. So JAMfest is now our biggest fundraiser.
Yes.
And what we do with that money is we try and redistribute it to students that are trying to get degrees in music, move forward with a lifelong learning in the music field. So that money that we get from JAMfest goes directly back into supporting the local music scene.
I never knew that. So these are at the end of the day, you're fundraising basically for scholarships.
Yes.
For students who are interested in music and the arts. Oh, that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's
and
so
local.
awesome.
We like to try and keep it local.
Well, okay, so it's a big weekend, and I
Yes.
know that this is your big weekend. Tell me a little bit about what we can expect to see this weekend.
We've always been trying to partner with other organizations, and so this being the 70th year, we're trying to make it as big as it has ever been. Yay, thanks. So I guess we'll do a rundown just starting from the top.
Sure.
In the morning, we have CASA. They're doing their superhero 5K, 1K.
I love that 5K.
It's
awesome.
I have not run in it. I'm not a runner. It's too much fast walking for me. But I like watching it. So I like watching them go by, cheering them on.
I like their costumes.
Yeah.
Their costumes are fun.
Especially the teeny tiny superheroes.
Yeah.
Like you never knew Hulk could be so small.
It's so cute. Well, and plus CASA is such an amazing organization too.
Court appointed special advocates, if you don't know what CASA stands for.
Oh, you know what? I happen to know that they have in the weeks coming up, speaking of CASA really quick, they have their volunteer training coming up in a couple of weeks. So if you have an opportunity, if that's a volunteer opportunity that speaks to your heart, then definitely look up the CASA Facebook or website, because that is truly an amazing organization to champion for for children in our community.
I usually just type in Golden Crescent CASA in Google.
Yes,
takes you straight to it.
Yep. Oh, that's right, Golden Crescent CASA. Yes. Yeah. So you're partnering with CASA.
Yes. So their registration starts at 8 a.m. for their 5K. So there's a difference between the 1K and the 5K. 5K.
4K.
There's 4Ks of difference. Oh, where's the boom? Got it. I'm there for you.
The jokes just keep getting better and better every episode.
So the 5K is for the adults. I'm thinking 18 and up. All their information is on their website. So the 5K registration, you can pre-register, it's still open, or you can register that morning beginning at 8 a.m.
Cool. And costumes are mandatory
Costumes,
or encouraged?
Man, I wish they were mandatory, but no, they are encouraged. Yes. And then at 8:30 a.m., the kids 1K starts around De Leon Plaza, and then
It's
during
just for kids, not adults that maybe have not run in a while.
you could probably weasel your way in there and just act like a kid.
I'm a short adult. I act like a kid.
You just run on your knees and nobody will ever tell. And then along the route for the 1K, Mid-Coast Family Services is going to be doing an Easter egg hunt parade.
That's so cool.
The kids get things along the route, so Mid-Coast Family Services will be out there. And then the big superheroes. Little Holt goes at 8:30. Big Holt goes at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Is when the 5K starts. And I don't know the exact route, but I do know it's going to weave around De Leon Plaza.
Okay, cool.
And then after that, the art car parade begins
Yay.
at 11:30.
So that's 5 points.
It's 5 points,
Contemporary
yes.
art, yeah.
The 5 Points Contemporary Art Museum will have the art car parade going down Main Street through JAMfest headquarters. I believe they're going to be parking their cars momentarily downtown, so people that are there at 8 a.m. for that CASA fun run, they have something to do from the time they get there till all the way through the day. I think somebody calculated it out to like 14 hours.
Oh my gosh.
So we've got a lot to do that day.
Oh, cool.
And then you can follow the art cars. And of course, their information is on their Facebook too. Again, just type in 5 Points Museum in Facebook and it'll take you there. Super easy internet. Yay, Google. And then at noon, from noon to 2 p.m., that's when the music starts. The Hot Tacks take the stage.
Oh, cool.
They will be playing 2 sets with a
that's
15-minute break. So you've got basically 2 hours of Hot Attacks, followed by Don't Tell Harry from 2:30 to 3:30. Then from 4 to 5, you have Jake Truss. Really excited about him. He's got a really good repertoire of music. He doesn't just play one style. He plays all the styles. Country. He'll get some jazz in there. He'll get some rock in there. He'll get some pop in there. He'll get some everything in there. He is followed by, now you don't get to see these guys front row, but they will be inside the VIP tent. So if you get a VIP ticket, you will get primo seats for Good Time Muffin. Cool. They're out of Austin. So they'll play a 30-minute set at 5 o'clock. And then No Chance Band takes the stage at 5:30. And then followed again by Good Time Muffin. So all these bands, while the bands on the main stage are breaking down and setting up, you've got Good Time Muffin to keep you going. So there's no dead time in between. And then at 7 o'clock, we have South Austin Moonlighters. And then Good Time Muffin again. And then the headliner of the night is 2 Tons of Steel.
Cool.
And I know that, I believe it is South Austin Moonlighters and 2 Tons of Steel have played in other organizations, events, I think within the past 2 months. So if you saw them there, go to JAMfest on the 15th. You'll see them again. And I know those were a lot of times, but you can go to our Facebook page and they're all there. Let's see. I can get our exact Facebook. Is at JAMfest Victoria. If you type that into the Facebook search page, you go straight to all of our stuff.
At JAMfest Victoria. Do you have does JAMfest have their own page? Is it Victoria Fine Arts Association?
It is JAMfestvictoria.com.
Okay, so the Fine Arts Association, is this their one? I know that it's their big fundraising event. Is this their one event?
Right now it is.
Right.
This is our one big event of the year.
Do you do things throughout the year, or is this the one? And I'm asking because sometimes I would try to research that for the magazine.
Yeah, so far this is our one big event for the year. I know in the past we've done several events throughout the year. But right now we're really trying to focus on beefing up that scholarship program.
Cool. I think that's awesome.
So it's most bang for your buck right now with the JAMfest.
So tickets, tell me a little bit about tickets. I know you can get them online, but does one ticket get you to everything that you've got going on, all the bands, all day long?
Well, a free ticket gets you to everything that we listed up to the VIP tent. So you don't need a ticket to see Good Time Muffin. You'll hear them,
right? But
you just won't see them as well as if you were in the VIP tent.
Right.
So the difference between a free ticket and a VIP ticket, which is $65 if you want to know, You get unlimited beer, wine, and food, and it's catered by Tanya Patterson.
Cool.
So you get all of those unlimited with the VIP ticket. You get up close and personal, I call it serenade, from Good Time Muffin. And then if you are free admission, you have food trucks, you have vendors, you have arts and crafts in the square. I mean, of course, you can go out of the VIP tent
So
and do all
general
this.
admission is free?
General admission is free.
Oh, that's amazing. Cool.
General admission is free. And then the Boys and Girls Club, I believe, are going to be running the beer tent. I couldn't tell you how much beer is in the beer tent, but typical festival fees, right? A few dollars.
Sure. So I'm going to ask you, tell me about what drew you to becoming a board member at the Victoria Fine Arts Association. What was it?
Well, I'm very ADD in my interests. I like all kinds of things.
Welcome to the family.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's see, what drew me to it? Well, I spent some time on the NAVE board.
Uh-huh.
And then I jumped over to, when that was done, I jumped over to the JAMfest, well, the VFAA board. And mainly it's from family interest, I guess. Family, friends have always been involved. I've loved to volunteer all my life.
Yes,
Kinda
you
just
are an amazing volunteer.
go here, go there, try and support this community that I love so much. I haven't been talented enough to be a part of, playing on stage or whatnot, but I like to
And that
support
was gonna
other
be my
people
next
doing
question
it.
Is, so are you a musician? Because I know you're an artist. I want to kind of talk about that a little bit.
I like
too.
to play my own concerts in privacy. I was in band in middle school.
What did you play in middle
I
school?
played the trumpet.
Did you really?
I played the trumpet with braces.
Aw,
Yeah,
I played the bass.
I still have it.
Huge bass.
Like electric bass? Upright bass?
Yes, the upright bass.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I have a kid now who plays electric bass and occasionally the upright bass.
I always wanted to learn how to play the cello and the violin. Both of those things. And the fiddle.
Did you see Break of Reality when they came here to play?
I don't think so. No, I did not.
Well, I'd never seen like an electric cello before in my entire life, and I'm maybe in my 40s now. And I saw them in concert, and it just changed the way I thought about classical instruments altogether. I mean, it was amazing, absolutely amazing.
It's so much fun to listen to. I do like listening to that kind of music live. I listened to, we being a good friend of mine that lives in St. Louis. We went to the St. Louis Orchestra's New Year's show. That was a lot of fun to go to. It's just like it fills you.
Yes.
It's just edge of the seat kind of stuff for me. But, and it's always been something, if you just, people are like, it's classical music. But if you listen to it, if you give it a chance, it takes a lot of it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of love and motivation to come up with something like that for this long symphony, and it just ups and downs, and give it a chance.
I saw a case study once a couple of years ago that I thought was very interesting with high schoolers who were struggling in math. And the teacher started playing symphony music. And the first couple of days that she played symphony music, they absolutely hated it. And they were struggling, and they thought that the music was distracting. And then a few days later, they sort of just settled in, and they were like, well, it's not going to change, so we might as well just, quit griping about it. And then it wasn't too long before that their interests were really, pulled towards the music, and they were able not only just to tolerate, but to enjoy it.
Yes.
And so as part of this case study, which was, does their mathematics improve? How does math influence you, like on a cellular level? And then to end that experiment, basically, they took the music out. And so these children, or teenagers rather, had this incredible experience with this music. So the day that she stopped playing it, I just love this. They all complained, like, where is that music? And so they looked at the test scores, and absolutely, their test scores had
Yeah.
improved. I thought that was fascinating.
Yes.
Especially as someone who's raised teenagers. But my children, I'm very blessed, have all really enjoyed and loved music.
Yes.
And all genres of music.
I watched a TED Ed video, same as the TED Talks, but
Right.
just a little shorter,
Yes.
specific clips. That there was a study done that if you learn to play an instrument and just get a little bit deeper into it, it rewires your brain for higher level thinking. So, I mean, if that's not a reason to keep this kind of stuff going, I mean, there's just so many benefits to listening, to learning to play, just music, art, everything. It's just so important.
Okay.
So important to keep it going.
Before I talk to you then about your art, then I'm going to put you on the spot and say, as an adult, what instrument, if you could just play it, if tomorrow you just walked in and you just had this phenomenal this music talent, what instrument would you play and why?
Them all.
Them all?
Them all.
For just a second, I was like, what's a them all? Yes, them all, yes.
Them all.
Them all, yeah.
I would play them all. Why would I play them all? I don't know. I think it's the learning it. I like to learn new things, and learning an instrument is a different kind of challenge, I think, because you have to learn to read. I don't admit this openly to very many people, but I tried to learn how to pick up the banjo. And so reading, reading trumpet music, I mean, it's pretty standard.
I think the banjo is actually really cool.
You cannot be upset when you listen to it. It's so plucky. Like, it's such a
very, very valid point.
Right? It's so plucky. You can't be sad when you listen to it.
Yeah, but you also can't be in a canoe and listen to a banjo seriously.
You can.
That joke.
You just have to be in a plastic one, because if you're in a wooden one, it takes you back to
I know. Yeah. Yes.
It's got to be the right
Exactly.
river.
It's got to be the right kind of canoe, the
Yeah.
right kind of banjo. So the banjo.
Yes, it's a completely different kind of music. It's not, FACE, that kind of thing. It's each bar is a string on the banjo. So you have to kind of learn a different way to read the music than you've traditionally learned, say if you play the trumpet or piano or, the bass.
Right.
So that was a challenge. That was a challenge to get over. And I still haven't mastered it, and I haven't played it in a while, but it's still a fun challenge to pick it up and what do I remember? Do I remember this roll, or do I remember this terminology, or do I remember how to hammer on and that kind of thing? And it keeps you sharp. I do my little crossword puzzle every day in the morning to spark my brain, get ready to go for the day and critically think.
I drink a gallon of coffee and I just bypass a crossword puzzle altogether.
I used to do the coffee thing until I would come in every day in the morning. Just smooth out, just mellow it out.
Did you not drink coffee at all?
I switched to tea.
You have to get off the show. I'm sorry.
Well,
we can't go on.
I mean, does it count that I have a gallon of cold brew coffee in my fridge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sit.
You can stay. You can stay. Yeah, so, another fun fact is I train horses on the side just to kind of, I don't know. There's
there's like the banjo, the trumpet.
I don't play the banjo for them.
You're in the...
I think they would get irritated with me if I played the banjo for them. I've
What kind
taken
of
it to the
horses do
barn
you
once or
have?
twice. I have one horse. I've had him for about 9 years. He's just a quarter horse, good old quarter horse. But I use music to calm them down. Like if we're going out on the trail for the first time alone, I'll play a little Beethoven, a little Mozart for him, just to calm them down a little bit, get them distracted, and chill them out. And it works.
Kate, I have never thought about that. I mean, we do, we have horses. I mean, I've seen some incredible things happening, just touching horses and, massage and those kinds of things, and the relationship when they're first, born and imprinting. I've never thought about, have you ever seen any case studies on?
I haven't seen any case studies on it, but I got an email from a company one day. I signed up for they were doing a trial. I signed up for it, and I think they were targeting like Olympians and professional trainers and whatnot, but they said, hey, submit something. We might work something out. So this apparatus that they have, those little bonnets that they wear maybe during jumping.
Yes.
they rig those out to put earbuds in them. And
Are
so
you
you sync it up
serious?
to your phone and you play music for your horse to calm them down.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I was like, I do that already. Just
But
give
you
me
don't
the
have a
fancy little
bonnet?
thing.
You don't have a bonnet?
No, I just put my phone on my boot or on my saddle or
Hey,
something.
you're wearing boots too. I love
am.
it.
They're
I think
little-
that I'm gonna make this like a staple dress for
You
the
have
for the
to.
show. You can't come on if you
can't come on if you
if
don't
you
wear
don't
boots.
drink coffee and you don't wear boots.
Well, I'll drink coffee this evening and make up for it. I'll be sorry the next morning, but
So back to the music. So what kind of you said you play classical music to the horses.
Mm-hmm.
What if I gave you like Feet to the Fire, and it was one band that you could see in concert? It was the last concert.
oh,
that
Dolly
was
Parton.
ever.
Doesn't even have to be a thing.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, Dolly Parton all the way.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I
I've
love
seen
it.
her once, but I would totally see her again.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
She has such character. That woman has such an
I mean,
amazing
banjo,
heart.
come on.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
Dolly
everybody's like, why do
Parton.
you like her so much? I said, well, listen to her music. Listen to
she's-
the
'cause she's
lyrics. It's
wonderful?
not just,
Because she's just,
you know, my husband got ran over by a train on his way back from jail. That's not I mean, she's got some pretty, Little Andy, me and Little Andy. If you want a really sad song, Google that one.
I don't really like sad songs.
But she's a philanthropist, and she
Mhm.
just loves. If you could just take like a little lesson from her,
Right.
she just puts the good vibes out there.
That's
But she's
so
also really
wonderful.
fun.
It's
hard to be a diamond in a rhinestone world.
I've never met anyone, and I'm very blessed to meet a lot of people that have ever said Dolly Parton. I now have
Right
to
off
go.
the
I'm
bat.
going home, and I'm pulling some Dolly Parton.
Oh, go on my Spotify. There's
Uh-huh.
at least 350 songs. Searched for them.
Oh my
Thank
gosh,
you, technology.
that's awesome. Okay, so and I know that you're an artist, so let's talk a little bit about pottery. Let's talk about tell me what your interests are in the arts. What are you up to now, artistically speaking?
Not a lot.
Not a lot?
Not a lot. I would say that this is my lull, because I've got, well, does painting furniture count?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very good at interior design and whatnot, but I'm trying to get a couple of pieces. One piece from my parents,
Mm-hmm.
from when they first bought all their set of furniture. They're like, we got that thing for free with the set. And so I repainted that, and it's a little piece of my childhood sitting there as my side table.
That's awesome.
And then my great aunt had a small writing desk, and I used that for, I put it back in the closet. I live in a very small little house right now, a small apartment. And so I don't really have room for it, but I put it back in my closet, and I use it. Oh, my closet's kind of abnormal. There's a little window in it and whatnot, and you actually walk through it to get to the bathroom. But anyway, so I use it for my jewelry. I've got 2 silver jewelry boxes on it, and then I have a little fake flower bouquet thing going on it, and then I have a nice big portrait of my horse and I from it was a friend of mine did a shoot with us one day, and he said, you know what, it's the end of the shoot, just give your horse a kiss, just do it, just give you want to. And I'm like, actually, I don't want to be that person. He goes, just do it. And it turned out to be my absolute favorite picture of the whole shoot,
well, that's
along with
awesome.
planking on him. I don't condone gymnastics on a horse, but planked on him, that's my second favorite from that shoot.
That's awesome.
When planking was a phase. But that, refinishing those pieces, that's my
kind of what you want
that's
into.
my free time right now.
Tell me about your job. Tell me about environmental services. What's going on with environmental services? What does it all mean?
So environmental services is the department of the city who takes care of your recycling your garbage, your brush collection, your yard waste collection, your hazardous waste collection, and I also manage a grant for our air quality research. So our department pays for research into how much ozone is in Victoria, ground level ozone. This is the same ozone that's up in the stratosphere, with all the holes and whatnot. And it's bad down here because it's man-made.
Right.
It's not supposed to naturally occur down here. And so when you breathe it in, it irritates your asthma, gets in your eyes, burns your eyes. If you have any kind of lung respiratory issues, it irritates that. So good to say, if you wanted to go run the 5K, you won't have a problem. We've got really low ozone levels compared to the rest of Texas.
Why do you, what do you attribute to having lower ozone levels in Victoria?
A lot of it is actually transport. And that means that the wind currents throughout the U.S., even Mexico, we get some stuff on our monitors from all the forest fires down there. But the wind currents and the patterns and whatnot can blow ozone from as far as Missouri down here. We've gotten that on our monitors before in our models. Of course, from Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, all the bigger industrial, highly populated areas. Because that's ozone is created from basically exhaust from your car, fumes from paint, fumes from gasoline, and then they combine in the sunlight. So not the heat, but it's photosynthesis. And so it combines in the presence of light, and then it settles near the ground. So there's a few different factors. But I think, I do my part. I leave my car parked one day per month. Even something as small as that can make a big difference. I ride my bike to work when I can.
Really?
Yeah, I work and live within 4 blocks. So,
that's awesome.
I mean, the spring weather, come on, you gotta walk to work at least once. Or I'll walk down to the post office or something. I mean, it's teeny tiny things that make a big difference.
What is one thing that most people don't know about environment here? Let me ask that a different way. What is one thing that you feel, because I think you guys have done a pretty amazing job on the campaigns. Those are pretty fun. Do you do any of those commercials?
I used to, but I'll tell you why I don't.
Why? Because I think that they were quirky. So now that I'm thinking about it, I bet you've done some of those.
I have, but kids are so much better at it than I am.
Oh, just being
just being real and honest, and people seem to respond to kids more than they respond to another adult saying, you really shouldn't do this, or you know how you can prevent that. People don't want to hear it from an adult. They love hearing it from children because it helps them.
Right.
The future is talking to them.
Gotcha.
Help me grow into a better world, type of thing.
So rephrasing my question, which is, what do you think is one thing that most Victorians are capable of as far as taking care of Victoria, as far as taking care of the environment? Like not filling up. I always thought that was a neat one, like not filling up after 5. Like that's one thing that I can handle.
Yeah, you can.
Or before 5, I'm sorry, excuse me.
Yes, not filling up before 5. So
yes.
If you have to refuel before 5, stop at the click, because your gas tank is designed to hold all those fumes. Whatever fumes are produced by the gasoline, the tank is designed. So you're not filling the tank up 100% with gasoline liquid. So stop at the click, keep the fumes in the tank, mow after 5 if you can, or even before sunrise. Like it's mainly the peak hours of sunlight, which is pretty much 11 a.m. to say 5 p.m. So mow before 11, after 5, use things with combustion engines before and after that time. If you have to drive and you and your friend want to go eat at the same place for lunch, carpool, take the same car, walk to work if you can, or run an errand on your bicycle if you want to. I know a few people in town that ride to work. Let's see. What are some other ones? I'm suddenly going blank now.
It's okay, you've been doing it for years. So it's like when I say, my really good friend, her name,
that girl.
That girl, yes.
That girl.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back then to JAMfest.
Okay.
What are the average crowds? Do you know?
Oh my gosh, I don't know a number because I'm so busy weeding through the crowd trying to make sure everybody's happy. Get your survey results, which we will be doing. That's very important. If you see one of us come up to you asking you to fill out a survey, that helps us know who's coming to our event, where are they coming from. I'm sure people have heard hot funds thrown around. So if we come up to you asking you to fill out a survey, please do so, because it helps us bring these kind of events to town. I would say, if I have to venture a guess, between Art Car Parade, I believe last year's number was a couple of thousand, and market days, which I'm not sure how many market days brings in. A few hundred, I'm sure.
Right. Will market
at
days
least
be this weekend too?
Yes, market
Okay,
days.
that's right. That was
that's
one of the
also
other ones.
another thing that opens at 9 that day too. So market days will be going on right before the Art Car Parade.
Cool.
So those people will be there for that. Your CASA run, I would venture a guess between 300 and 400.
Yeah,
If I had to guess.
that's a very popular run.
The year that I was there, I took pictures, and I spaced out between the whole route. I would guess 300 and 400. So you've got a couple of grand, a few hundred. With us, numbers probably, I would say at least 1,500.
Cool.
So wrap that all together. We're hoping for probably 3,000. Fingers crossed
Oh,
for
that's
the whole day.
amazing.
Yeah, that would be great.
Do you have any tips for us as far as parking? Are you going to tell me about parking, because sometimes that's one of the...
Yes, parking. I know VIP, so if you buy a VIP ticket, you can park in the county parking lot where the tax office is. So that's one plus.
You said those tickets are $65?
Yes, $65, and you can buy them. You can go to JAMfestvictoria.com, and there's a link. It's the poster that looks exactly like this, and there will be a link to buy the tickets on that poster. And you can also click on our little Facebook icon on that same poster. It's not a very intricate website, so you shouldn't get lost. Or I want to say that you can go to the Welder Center through their machine or through their website. They're also selling VIP tickets to JAMfest. Parking, I would suggest getting there as soon as you can. I don't believe there's any designated parking just throughout downtown.
Right.
I would say expect maybe not Boot Fest numbers, but Boot Fest type setup.
Okay.
So get there as soon as you can, park as close as you can. There will be barricades, so you won't have to worry about going too far. So if you see a barricade, don't go that far.
And you can be there all day. You can I mean, basically spend an entire day downtown and never run out of anything to do.
The party should end at 10:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Very cool.
Into the hours of the night. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun from the moment it starts at 8 till 2 Tons of Steel decides to stop playing.
And you said there were going to be food truck vendors too?
Yes, food truck vendors. There will be art vendors. There will be crafts that you can do with your kids if you so choose, or if you just want to hop in there and do it too.
Cool. So it is a very kid friendly. I mean, it's all family friendly.
Yes.
Oh, that's
from
awesome.
all ages. You'll probably see little Wonder Woman doing some crafts with her Wonder Woman mom.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, is there anything else that you want to share? Is there anything that comes to mind about the JAMfest or Victoria Fine Arts Association?
I would reiterate that this is a fun party, but it's a party that also helps the local artists that are trying to strive to break through into that career. There's one thing that is really fun is there was a Steinway piano, and you can see the article in the Victoria Advocate. I believe it was published yesterday in the hard copy, and then it's on the website today. There was a Steinway piano. I'm going to see if I can't butcher it. There is a Steinway piano that was purchased by the Victoria Fine Arts Association back in '72. And they've used that throughout the years for different things. Pavarotti has signed the piano. Other artists that have come to town have signed that piano.
And that's kind of where you were going with that, is that artists that have come that have played on this piano have signed. So how many signatures would you imagine?
Gosh, I don't even know.
It's covered.
There's probably 30 to 40 maybe.
That's awesome.
But the funnest thing, I think, going back to the supporting your local artists, supporting your local musicians, is that I know that there is one student in particular that recorded for a scholarship on this piano that is now with VC. So they're, they do faculty recitals, student recitals. They use it all the time. You've got to learn to play on this big, huge grand piano is very different than playing on an upright.
Right.
So she won $24,000 in scholarship. using this piano that was available to her, courtesy of the Victoria Fine Arts Association.
Oh my gosh, that's
So
incredible.
we really try and help our local students out with pursuing that career
Yes.
in music. So that's what JAMfest is a great party, but it's also a party with a purpose.
Oh,
I guess you
so
can say.
Cool. I never knew that. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you came.
It's fun.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much
having me.
for coming in the rain.
Yeah, in the rain.
That's
It's a little bit of water.
It's just a
some
little
water.
bit of water. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I can't wait for this weekend.
It's going to be a blast.
Cool. Well, I think that's it. I think we are done, and I just wanted to remind you guys, how does South Bridge Street Live work? And basically what we are attempting to do is we are attempting to give nonprofits, artists, musicians, anyone in our community who wants to tell their story, that wants to share it with Victoria, 30 minutes to an hour to really get in-depth information out to the public. It's weekly, it's live, it's community, and it's free. So again, thank you with all of my heart. Thank you for coming, and thank you guys for watching. Please like us on Facebook, share it, and we will see you next Tuesday.